Welcome, Discussions with DT Baca. We got a short one today. Wednesdays are our short days because on Wednesday, I have meetings and whatnot. Hey, mister. That's gonna be your name. Hey, mister. Hey, Third Eye Yoga. Third Eye Yoga. Okay, then. That different. What up, Big Cheese? Y'all are my first contestants on Discussion with Dee Dee Parker. Appreciate you for hopping on here. Wednesdays are our quick days, so this will be a short, probably 30-minute, get it in, get it out session of Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. And because it's short, we're just going to hop right into it. But welcome, as always. Twitch is up and active and live. Of course, IG is up and active and live. And of course, YouTube. What to do, YouTube? Appreciate... I can't talk today. That's how I feel like when Cardi said that. Anyway, YouTube. Appreciate the new followers. If you have not done so already, please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. All right. As we're waiting for more folks to hop on here, today's convo is going to be about, we talked about female accountability, but we have yet to explore male accountability and what that looks like. Because I have my girl, she comes on here, Healing Her Ministries. Big shout out to her. Appreciate her for always coming in and chiming in. But I did have somebody that wrote in and said that, why does she always seem like she's taking digs at the females and not the men? And then I had to explain to this person, it's not that she's taking digs, it's because you're not used to taking accountability, so this is what it feels like. You feel like a target. What up, Select the Yaya? So I said, hey, we'll discuss it. I'll let her, get on here and explain herself. Select the Yaya. Welcome to Discussions with Dee Dee Parker. Today we are talking about, what are we talking about today? I tell you, my mind is so frazzled. My head hurts today. I was looking for, and not that you care, I was looking for these pants that I cannot still find. But I did get some good news, and it just further lets me know that God does not play about me. And I keep trying to tell people about playing with me. God don't play about me. You can say whatever you want to say, but this one here, he don't play about. Anybody that has came against me, that has spited me, it ain't ended well for them. Prime Champagne in Birmingham stole my Ugg boots. Okay? Allegedly. I won't say somebody in that place stole my Ugg boots. Put them on blast and they acted like nothing was going to happen to them. And not even a year later, these people are out of business. And that is why I say, and when I say, and I know it's off topic, when I say God don't play about me, baby, he don't play no games about DT Parker. So if you thought it, think it, unthink it, before you get yourself hurt. Okay? So I just want to give that update, though, because I know there were folks with me last year when I was on my little rant, that these folks had stole my damn Ugg boots at this Prime Champagne bar in Birmingham, Alabama. And then the owner acted like he didn't act like my boots was there and didn't want to give me my money back. But I ain't even had to do nothing. Because normally I be filled with such vengeance. I be wanting to go after people myself. But baby, when I tell you, that man don't play about that one here. Find you something safe to do. That's all I'm going to say. Find you something safe to do. He has proven to me too many times. So, all right, anyway, let's get back on topic for my little 5-minute rant. But I had to do it. Why am I frozen? I'm telling you, this has been a day. Anyway, So today's topic, again, because I don't even aggravation and the irritation further. So, all right. I don't know who's online with me, but I apologize. And if you can even hear me, if you can hear me, please let me know and give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, and then we'll keep this thing rolling. Sorry, YouTube. I got a phone call and then it froze and did some other stuff. So just trying to make sure that these people hear me. Again, this is going to be a short one. Okay, Mama, thank you. This is going to be a short one. Probably we got another 20 more minutes. But male accountability. Male accountability. What does that look like? Because we talked about female accountability. But what does male accountability look like? And this comes from because we've been, again, talking about female accountability. We had a great discussion with Healing Hurt Ministries, who, you know, gives her perspective on she gave her perspective on what female accountability and what that looked like. And she had some very great insight. So hoping she jumps back on here today, because this question is actually stemmed for her. I don't know what is wrong with me today. My mind is all over the place. This question is for her. So if she comes on, I know I'm usually a smidget behind scheduled, but not today, because again, this has to be a quick one. And if we don't finish this conversation on male accountability, we will do a part 2 to this conversation if it gets good, and then I have to go. So male accountability, what does that look like? What do you think it looks like? What is your opinion on what it looks like? Because again, got, a little comment from somebody that tunes into discussions with Dee Dee Parker. And, they said that it seemed like our girl, Healing Hurt, seemed like she was being, I don't want to say critical on the women, but she was being extra stern with the women and not so much with the men. And I was explaining to them, like, okay, well, we've been holding men. That's how men have had to, well, some anyway, because some don't take accountability, but some they've been taking accountability for their actions. And I think, and I won't speak for Healing Hurt, I think in Healing Hurt's defense, she's trying to make women see, like, hey, we're holding these men to standards. We want them to take accountability. We want them to do these things, but we're not ourselves doing these things. And women, let's keep it on a beam. Hey, babe, let's keep it a stack, ladies. We're not the best when it comes to accountability and taking accountability. Even when I was trying to explain it to the person, like, well, no, I don't think Healing Hurt meant it that way. And again, I won't speak for her. I'll let her speak for herself. From what I got from her was that, she's not focusing on the men because men have already been a focus. She's focusing on the females because female accountability is not really a thing. Females, females, keep it a being. We think we do no wrong, and that's not the case. So I think she's just more so trying to bring awareness that females do need to take accountability just like men need to take accountability. That's all. But again, she's not on here, so I will have her answer when she gets on here. And again, if this goes well, we'll do a part 2 to this question. But male accountability, y'all quiet. Y'all know what type of chat this is, right? I don't just do all the talking. This is an interactive chat. So male accountability, what are your thoughts? What do you think? How you feeling about it? Does it need to be, do males need to step up and take more accountability? Or do they do that already? Babe, okay, you don't have to point that out, though. Like, come on. Oh, gosh. LOL, yes, of course. Yeah, babe, you just act like it's more, yeah. Should we all? Of course. I think both parties, could do a better job. But again, this is not centered. We're talking about male accountability today. What does that look like? Babe said we should all. What does that look like? What does that look like? What are your thoughts? What does male accountability look like? Mama said because it's not always the woman's fault. The man is damaged. I try to and do. Mama said because it's not always the woman's fault. The man is damaged. That's true. It is not always the woman's fault. Do you feel like in the conversation, do you feel like that's what men generally try to do is make it the woman's fault that they're damaged? Blame it on the woman. Instead of blaming it on the alcohol, they blame it on the woman. But I do agree with that. I mean, because it isn't always the woman's fault because, you know, there are fathers, there are daddies out there. I mean, the moms are not the ones doing all the raising of the child. So, you know, especially if you come from a 2-parent household, you have a mother and a father that are both of your examples. And then, Carl, that's what we call him, Carl, he didn't have the best example. My grandma, see, my mama and grandma are angels to me. They can do no wrong. I don't care. For them, I'll take all the accountability for them, okay? They don't do no wrong in my book. But my grandfather was a compulsive cheater. And Carl turned out to be a compulsive cheater. So who do you blame in that situation? Do you blame my grandmama or the grandfather for how he turned out? I would say my grandpappy was to blame because grandpappy was the one who set the example. He didn't see my grandmama cheating on my grandpapa. He's seen my grandfather cheating on my grandma. So he learned that from him. So I get what you're saying there. Mama said men will apologize, say sorry, but don't always mean it. That's a fact. They'll just say sorry to get the argument over. I hate when they do that. I'd rather you just not apologize. But keep that apology. If you don't mean it, why apologize? You know? But I get it. Some try to keep the peace. Mama said, hey JB, happy, I believe today's Wednesday. My day's running. Happy hump day. Mama said we are always the problem for some men. Babe said it's always going to be the man's fault. Oh, gosh. But this is why we're talking about male accountability today and what that looks like. So give us an example, baby. What do you think male accountability looks like in your opinion? Mama said to you, not always, babe, so it's nothing new. I mean, I wouldn't say it's nothing new. It's not always the man's fault, which is why we talked about the other day, female accountability. Yes, females, some are not great with accepting accountability. Hey, Super Pat. But then you have some males that aren't. And this is not going to be a male versus woman thing today because today, hey, good afternoon, Super Pat, we're focusing on male accountability. Just because we had somebody bring up some points that Healing Hurt Ministry had said when she was on here when we talked about female accountability. And the person said it seems like that, you know, she tends to dig, you know, more on the females than the men. And I was like, well, not necessarily true. She's just trying to get you to see that women need to do a better job with accepting accountability, which, see here, you dodging, because accountability is I guess accountability is a very uncomfortable thing for a woman. But again, this is about the men. Male accountability. Even when we take accountability, we get looked at as weak. Why do you feel like you get looked at as weak? I wouldn't say you get looked at as weak for taking accountability. Then again, I don't know. Hey, Drake's music. Now we saw because we apologize and take accountability. No, that's not what we're saying. Mama was saying that some men apologize and say sorry and don't mean it. What I'm saying is I hate when folks apologize and they don't mean it. Apologize just to dead the argument or just to move on or keep the peace. I get it, but it still doesn't. It only, what is it? It only covers the situation. It doesn't resolve whatever issue that you and that person, because you apologized and you said sorry. But did you mean that apology? Babe said females take advantage. Take advantage of what? Take advantage of you guys apologizing, you saying sorry. Super Pat said, I do that all the time to keep the peace. So you say, Super Pat, you're sorry and you don't mean it? Keep it a beam. We're talking about male accountability here. We're talking about male accountability. What does that look like? But why are you saying sorry if you don't mean it? I'm just curious. I was always told not to say something if you don't mean it. So, an apology, like, I'm not apologizing to keep the, I don't know, but I guess. Babe said not even when he's saying he apologized, to keep peace. Yes, all the time, because women will never let it go. So Super Bad, you just out here just telling more lies than Super Bad. So you just lying, saying you sorry, but you really don't mean you sorry. I'd rather you just not even say you sorry if you don't even mean it. That's just me. Babe said she might want to argue, but when you can, just nip it in the bud. But if you don't, okay, let me ask you another question, Super Bad. When you apologize, right? Because you said you do this all the time. When you apologize, what is the next response? What is that person? Do they say, okay, I forgive you? No, you said she might want to argue about it when you can just, okay, she might want to argue about it when you could just nip it in the butt. Yeah, I got what you're saying. But again, is that really accepting accountability though? Because you apologize and you didn't mean it. Babe said he's saying no matter what you demand. No, he's saying no matter what. You damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, I don't necessarily, I don't agree with that. Superbad said they call me an asshole, but the argument is over. Right. You didn't mean the apology, Superpad. You was just trying to, yeah, I'd rather you just keep the apology. If you don't mean it, I'd rather you keep the apology. Mama said a man accused me and I said I didn't do it. And he didn't apologize and he hung up. Do you feel like you were owed an apology, Mommy? And why do you feel like you were owed an apology? Because he accused you of something? But what if he didn't feel like he was accusing you of anything? What if he didn't feel like he accused you of anything at all? Male accountability. What does that look like? Superpad said, I'm not telling her I don't mean it. Superpad. Oh my goodness. So you're just over here saying sorry and you really don't mean these sorries. See, that's a problem. Well, maybe it's not a problem. That's the problem. I'd rather you not even apologize if you don't mean it. For real. Keep the apology. Keep the apology. Babe said, let's talk about it. I'd rather you keep the apology. To be 100% clear, keep that apology. If you don't mean what you say, what is the point of you apologizing for? What up, Rashad? We're talking about, because we already talked about females and accountability. So today, we're talking about male accountability because I've been having a special guest on here. Hey, retailer Patricia Wilson. I've been having a special guest on here. And she's been, breaking it down. And then we had somebody that chimed in with, that felt like she was being a little, to rash on the females and not hard enough on the men. Hey, Tasha. So that's what we're addressing today. Hey, Tasha, we're talking about male accountability, and we exactly have 9 minutes. We'll probably have to do this again. Male accountability, since we talked about female accountability, what does that look like? Male accountability. And the reason why we're talking about this today, because somebody wrote in off of some things that were said on discussions with Dee Dee Parker. Nothing bad. They just felt like one of the guests, Healing Her, love her. They felt like she was being a little hard on the females and not hard enough on the men when it came to accountability. And I explained to them that this is what you would feel like that, because this is what accountability feels like. She's trying to bring awareness that females need to do a better job when it comes to taking accountability. But I wanted to kind of flip this today, because they did bring up a good point, because they said that it seems like, the women are to blame for everything, and the men are not to blame for anything when it comes to, men and their trauma. And then I use Carl, we know Carl, right, because mama and grandmama were angels to me, so right? Grandpapa was a Rolling Stone. He definitely cheated. Carl was a Rolling Stone. I don't know what he do now, but he didn't learn that from my grandmama. He learned that from his daddy. So who's to blame in that situation? Male accountability. That's what we're talking about today. Like if someone cheated on you and they saying sorry because they caught, is that taking accountability? Would you want the sorry? I only want the sorry if you mean it. If you don't mean the sorry, keep the sorry. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying don't say sorry. What I'm saying is, if you're going to just say sorry to keep the peace and dead an argument and you don't mean it, don't apologize to me. Keep it. I don't want it. I'd rather you keep that. Mama said, LOL, hell no. And Mama said, men do need to take more accountability, though, but men ego get in the way. Tasha said, male accountability, question mark. What is that? That's why we're talking about it, Tasha. What does it look like? Mama said, Tasha, right. They never admit to cheating, the lie, and to cover it up with another lie. Babe said, so just keep arguing. You saying, LOL, got you. No, I'm not saying keep arguing, because you don't have to keep arguing if you don't apologize. Arguments end sometimes without people apologizing. People have disagreements all the time and don't apologize. You just have a disagreement. People disagree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? I just rather you keep your apology if you don't mean it. Keep it to yourself. Keep that apology. I don't need it if you don't mean it. What next then? I don't know. I just don't want the fake apology. I mean, what does because sometimes does the apology really fix things anyway? Let's be real. Maybe for some folks, does the apology fix things anyway? Because to be honest, I probably already know that you're probably just saying the apology so you can keep the peace and you don't mean it. Super Pat said, so if the dress makes you look fat, tell her the truth. Just say you like the dress. You don't even got to say the dress makes her look fat. Nice dress. Babe said, facts, people do it. I don't know what you're trying to say. Every time, love? Literally. Facts, people do it every time. Babe said, LOL, just hang up. Mama said, just hang up. You're a mess, Mama. Mama, that's rude. And you hang up on your loved ones. That's rude. And you hang up on your loved ones. We just different. Again, I don't know how to answer that. I don't want no half-ass apology. Because I feel like if that's what you gonna give me, just keep the apology. Because it ain't gonna make it no better anyway. Especially if I feel like you're only apologizing just because you don't want to talk about it no more. So, anyway, we are talking about male accountability today. Thoughts? Tasha had the question mark. Tasha, come back to the chat, girl. What that mean, Tasha? Male accountability. What does that look like? Super Pat said that's why men don't like to communicate. I'm telling you the honest to God truth, Super Pat. And now you telling me that's why men don't like to communicate. Because I said I'd rather you keep your half-assed apology than give it to me. Now that's why y'all don't like to communicate. No, you ain't got keep that apology. So you got to get caught cheating and keep saying, babe, I'm sorry, babe, I'm sorry. That's faking, but women do it. Who said you had to keep apologizing after you cheated? Because I've been cheated on, and most men said, I already apologized for this. Like, why do we have to keep revisiting this? Like, if we got to keep doing this, then, like, maybe you don't need to be with it. That's what they have told me in the past. I mean, I probably got maybe 1 or 2 apologies until it was, okay, I ain't going to keep apologizing for the same thing. So, you accepted my apology. We moving on. We're not doing it. What we doing? That fake apology. But we all do it in some form, you know. No, I'm saying those are fake. Those are the points. Super Pat said, just keep buying her makeup gifts. That sounds lovely. I like makeup gifts. No, I get what you were saying, love. It just, if you're going to have, it, and this is not every woman. This is just Gigi. Keep your half-assed apologies. Keep them shits. Because, for what? Let's do some final thoughts. We may have to do this a part 2 because, again, we couldn't get in all the way into this because I have to go today. I have a meeting in like 2 minutes. But drop them final thoughts. Again, we'll probably do a part 2 to this. Mama said, I hear that from a man too. Yes, these men, they ain't all that keep apologizing for cheating. They only doing that but for so long. Maybe 1 or 2 times. Okay, you got 1 more time to bring this cheating shit up. Other than that, you got to figure, you either want to be with me or you don't. I said I was sorry. You said you forgave me. Now what the problem is? I'm just saying. So, babe said, LOL, if I cheat, I'm not apologizing. I know what I did. Okay. I can respect that. Tasha said, girl, the new fiance asked me, women to women, why my marriage didn't work with the kids' dad. And I told her, and it floored her. Girl, the new fiance. Oh, you told Tasha. Girl, you gonna have to spell that to you. Tasha! You told her? Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness, Tasha. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to chat tomorrow. They said, I respect that from anyone, but be real. You got caught. Stand on it. Tasha, we're going to have to talk about that one. Girl, you're going to have to share that one tomorrow, but I have to go, y'all. This will be up on YouTube, so make sure you like, subscribe. Oh, my God. Tasha, we're going to talk tomorrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Twitch, I love y'all. IG, love y'all. YouTube, love y'all. My new subscribers, appreciate y'all. All day. All right. Till tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Yeah, it's part 2 tomorrow.